Dad, I'm sorry for texting you while you're at work, but I need your help. There's something going on here at home.
Hey, Maggie. It's my lunch break right now, so I can talk for a bit. What do you need help with?
What am I supposed to do about this? I can't go inside the house right now.
What?
I came back home early today because my stomach started to hurt and bother me quite a bit.
What? Are you feeling well enough to stay home, though? Do you need to go see the doctor?
I was able to see one of the nurses near my office, and she gave me some medicine and said I most likely just have a really upset stomach. So right now it's not as bad, but I'm not feeling well enough to get any more work done today.
I see. So you're at the house now, right?
Yes, I just got here a few minutes ago. But I wasn't able to go inside the house, so I went down to the park near our house and I'm laying on a bench.
What happened at the house that kept you from going inside?
That guy was in the house!
That guy?
Chris?
What? Your former stalker?
Yes. When I left for work this morning, I forgot to grab the key to the house so that I could let myself back in when I got home. So, since I wasn't able to go through the front door, I walked around to the yard and thought I'd be able to get in through the side entrance by the garage. And that's when I saw him.
So he's inside the house right now?
Yes.
Wait, but isn't today the day that Mom should be home? Did that guy get into the house while she left the house to go shopping or something? This isn't good. I'm going to have to give her a call right now.
Dad, wait! Mom was in there too.
What?
Her and Chris, they were on the couch together.
What did you say?
I shouldn't really get into all the details for you, right? I'm sure it would upset you further, but,
I know what you're trying to say, so don't even feel bad for bringing this up to me. If anything, I'm very thankful that you're telling me the truth about what you all saw in the house. Honestly, I'm sure you are feeling pretty terrible yourself now, and I don't mean what's going on with your stomach. You just had to see your mom with your ex-stalker, so I'm sorry for that, Maggie. I think for the time being, we need you to find a place to get some rest, since your stomach isn't feeling too well. Do you want to go see a doctor about it and wait there?
I don't think I need to see one since I've already talked with the nurse about it.
Well then, how about you wait for me at that part? Give me a minute now. Maggie? I had a talk over the phone with one of the managers at the cafe down the street from that park you're at. I told him what's going on and he said that you can go relax in the cafe for a bit if you need to.
At the cafe? Why did you call there?
One of the managers, honestly, the owner and his wife, they both went to school with me in middle school. Their house is behind the cafe, and they said they'd be fine having you come to their cafe, and even going in and taking a nap in their house. I also had a talk with my boss about what's going on, and I'll get the rest of today off to come home. So could you please go to the cafe and wait for me?
All right, I'll start heading there now. Thank you, Dad.
Haven, do you have a second?
Oh, hey, Brennan. Aren't you supposed to be working right now? What's going on there?
Right now I'm on my afternoon break, well, I was just told before taking this break that I'm needed at another office out of state for a bit. So I thought I'd just let you know about that.
Oh, so you're going on a little business trip?
And actually, Maggie will be coming along with me.
What? Why would she be going along with you?
You've known about how the company I'm working for and the company that Maggie is at have been customers with one another, right?
Yeah. Well, I guess you told me about that a while back.
And well, this time that other office is asking for one representative from both companies to go over and help them with the project, so both myself and Maggie were chosen to be the ones to head on out there and help out for a little bit.
What a coincidence.
So there you go. This will be the reason for why we both will be going on this business trip together. And depending on how things go with the project, she might even get a promotion, which would be wonderful for her. Right?
It sure would be. Well, thank you for letting me know about it.
Maggie? I just went and had a conversation with your mom about how we'd be going on that business trip together.
All right. But man, was the timing for all of this perfect. Who would have thought that while you and I have been planning out how to deal with Mom, our companies would ask us to work on that project together?
And the fact that this project will be out of state and take some time, I guess that getting all the evidence we need of your mom cheating on me will become a whole lot easier for the both of us now. However, during this whole trip, I'm not really going to be thinking about actually working or anything.
Yeah, I feel the same way there. But we have to do what our companies are expecting us to do, so let's get all of that taken care of first.
Yeah, let's do that.
My break is over with now.
Oh, it's getting to that time, isn't it? Well then, good luck with the remainder of your work today.
Thank you, Dad, and you as well.
Haven, you just made it to the hotel we'll be staying at.
That must have been a pretty long drive for you both today. I'm assuming that Maggie is there with you as well, right? Same room?
Yeah. Well, no. Actually, she'll be in the room next to mine, but there is a door in between the walls to each room we can leave open. Right now, we're getting ready to go out and grab a quick snack before bed.
I see. I'm sorry, Brennan, but can we cut things short for tonight?
Why?
Well, I have a friend of mine coming over here shortly.
Oh. That's pretty rare for you to do.
I'd been texting her about how for a little while I'd be home all alone because you both are out of state, and so she said she'd come over and keep me company. She's even planning on staying the night tonight. I'll have her stay in the guest room since that's the only clean room in the house right now. But anyway, when she gets here, I won't really be able to talk much.
Understood. Have fun with your friend then.
I will. Good night.
Good night.
Dad? The camera I'd placed in your bedroom just caught some video of Mom and Chris together in bed. For a bit there, she was looking at her phone, so I'm assuming that was when you were texting her?
That was me. I just wanted to let her know that you and I made it to the hotel. Thanks for telling me about that. It's so crazy how far technology has advanced. Are you still watching them now?
A little.
Well, I'm done talking with her tonight, and I'm sure we both know what she's going to be doing in that bed with him. So you can stop watching now, and let the camera record.
Good point. They've already started making out, so I'm not sticking around for this nasty crap anymore.
Maggie? I just stopped by my lawyer's office and picked up some more evidence he helped find.
Oh, alright, good.
From here on out, I think it would be best for you to lay low, let me handle all the legal stuff.
Wait, why should I stay out of it?
Because the person I'm going to have to deal with besides your mom is that stalker of yours. Ex-stalker, I mean. And from what the lawyer and his private detective were able to find for us, he is still actively trying to find out where you go and look through all your social media accounts.
What?
Honestly, I'm happy that you and I have been out of the state so many times these past few months.
Yeah. Thank goodness.
I don't want him finding any more about you than he already has. So let me and my lawyer handle the rest of this. You can go ahead and get going. All right?
Dad, will do. Good luck with finishing what we've started.
Haven, can we have a little chat?
Oh, hi, Brennan. Are you texting me to tell me about how you've made it back to that hotel again?
Not this time. This time I have something a little more in-depth to talk about, so I hope you have some time right now.
What? Something more in depth?
What? Is right now not the best time for you?
I'm afraid so. Right now I'm in the bathtub relaxing, so can we talk about all of that later?
Well, I knew you would be taking your phone with you into the bathtub.
It's not like my arms and head are in the water or anything, so what's wrong with me having my phone in here? It's waterproof anyway. When I get out of the tub and am dried off, I'll text you back, alright? Just give me a little bit longer.
I can't. I'm sorry, but that is not going to happen this time.
What? Now why can't you just wait a little while? You don't have anything going on over at the hotel right now, do you?
Sorry for bothering you while you're in the tub with another man, but I'm gonna need a settlement from the both of you, so please get on that for me.
What? Come on now, why would you say something like that to me? I'm at home all by myself, and you're talking about there being another man here? Are you suspecting me of cheating on you right now or something? Don't do something like this, Brennan. You know better than to think your wife would ever do that to you.
I have a witness's account of what was seen.
What?
And to gather more evidence based on what the witness had seen, a camera was placed in our bedroom.
A camera?
I also went and got in touch with a lawyer who hired a private investigator for me, and
What?
from what they were able to find for us, I've had to think about nonstop for days now. It's all gut-wrenching to think about, and I almost feel like I have appendicitis now.
So you found out?
That man you're currently sitting in the bathtub with just so happens to be the same man that was stalking our daughter very often 2 years ago. Chris, right?
What?
We both had thought that after the first time I talked with him about what he was doing and told him to knock it off, things would be over with. What are you doing, Haven? Don't even try to act dumb about this all now. Start talking to me like everything has already been found out, because that's the reality of things right now.
Okay. 2 years ago, when we started to confront Chris for stalking Maggie, I fell in love with him. And, well, he sort of noticed that I began to have those feelings for him.
And?
Brennan, if you can promise me that you and I will get a divorce, I will leave you alone forever and marry Chris next. And I'll let you see Maggie sometimes, and you and I will never have to see or talk to one another again. How does that sound?
This is exactly what my lawyer and the investigator said would happen. You know, it's crazy how good those two are at their jobs. I never wanted to think that my wife, of all people, would start to cheat on me with the man that caused our daughter so many scares. I'm in disbelief right now. You're not mother to Maggie.
But...
Don't you even think of telling me there was no other choice. I'm not going to take that kind of answer from you after this.
Oh, but Brennan...
Just like you were asking, you and I will get a divorce.
Really? Are you sure? So you're really going to divorce me and let me have Chris?
Yes.
Well, then that means I can be with Chris forever now.
However, Maggie will come with me, and you will never get to see or talk with her again.
What?
You thought that you'd just get to keep her around you? Who in their right mind would want to keep calling someone their family when they're getting married to the creep that stalked them? You know dang well that she wants nothing to do with either of you two now.
But, well, everyone's always told me that in a divorce, it's always the mother that gets to keep her kids.
What are you going on about, Haven? Maggie is over 18 years old now. She's an adult now, and her own person.
What?
The only time things like parental custody would ever be a problem in a divorce is if the kids are still younger than 18. Maggie is in her 20s now, and has the freedom to go wherever she wants and be with whoever she wants.
But hold on. But Chris is a really good-looking man, and he has a lot of money. If you think about those two things together, of course Maggie will want to see us.
Huh? You think that Chris has money?
Back when we found out he'd been stalking Maggie for so long, you told him he had to pay a small settlement so that you wouldn't call the police on him, right? And he paid that off in one payment. That was quite a bit of money you ended up asking him for, so the fact that he was able to hand you the money right then and there means he has to be rich.
While our daughter had been in distress, who the hell were you worried about?
It's not my fault that I just so happened to fall in love with another man at that time. Love is a thing that nobody truly understands.
That's not what I'm talking about. You want to know where that money came from? It came from his father, who happens to be a business owner. He owns a construction company that is doing very well and brings in a lot of money for him.
What?
And guess what? After what happened then, his mom and dad both disowned him and told him his chances of ever getting the company were zero. And so for the past 2 years, he's been doing very ethically questionable and downright illegal jobs for people, trying to make some cash. To those of us who know a thing or two about these kind of people, we call them lowlifes. And normally I don't mean that in a derogatory way, but in his case, he is a terrible person.
What? Are you sure about that?
How about you ask your boyfriend who is sitting right there next to you? Although I'm sure as of right now he doesn't have the patience to sit around and tell you the truth.
Huh? What do you mean?
Right now, my parents, and your parents, along with Chris's parents and my lawyer,
What?
they're all sitting outside the house right now, and will be letting themselves in.
Wait!
What? Are you still trying to relax in the tub? Get your clothes on, and go downstairs right now.
Hey, Brennan. Oh, please let me back into your life. I was thinking that by becoming Chris's wife, I'd become so happy and live a happy life. But right after we got married, I never expected him to change so suddenly. He's scaring me, Brennan. I finally found a chance to text you without him being around me. Oh, please help me. Help me, Brennan. Please.
After my parents and everyone else entered the house, they were all about to get my wife and Chris downstairs and sat them both down. None of them even said a word after sitting them down at the couch. They only gave them very disappointed stares that dug right into their souls. I eventually arrived there soon after everyone else, and we started talking about what had happened and what was going to happen involving those two. And thank goodness I didn't let my daughter come home, because a lot of the things they said about everything was terrible. A few days later, I was able to confirm that money came from both of them to pay the settlement I had asked for, then proceeded to go to the courthouse with my lawyer and divorce her. But even after that, those two somehow still went and got married. And after that, I even got to find out just how scary of a man Chris really is. He never lets her out of his sight, and he's watching her on all platforms to make sure she's not up to anything. She also got to find out about his line of work, or lack thereof, which I had told her a little while back was illegal in many ways. Let's just say that if he really wanted to, he could probably make some good money off of my ex-wife's body if he needed to. Well, I'm long gone from that whole situation now, so I don't care what happens between those two, because none of us really understand love anyway, right? As for my daughter and I, we both made sure that after all the trouble of dealing with Haven, we got right back to work and finished the project at hand. After that project we had both been working on turned out to be a major success, her company ended up merging with mine and she was promoted. And with the promotion, though, she was asked to stay at the office we had visited so much, and so she moved out of state. I stayed sort of close to home, and since I got a small promotion myself, I am now the manager of the projects department that works right alongside my daughter. Every so often, I'll go out to see her for work, and so when I do, I stay over at her house instead of getting a hotel room from the company. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
Hey, Anna. I'm actually stunned. I can't believe you don't even pay your living expenses to your parents. How can you live without shame? What? Even though you're 35 years old now, you're still single, living at your parents' house. If I were you, I'd collapse from misery. I may be a miserable single 35-year-old living at my parents' house, but I do pay money to my parents. Instead of paying a fixed amount for my living expenses, I gave them a family credit card for them to use freely. But you deactivated that credit card. Your father gave me a call saying, you finally stopped paying even for the living expenses. What? He said, maybe I failed at parenting. He was crying very frustratedly. I feel sorry for your parents. It's a misunderstanding. I didn't deactivate it. They just spent it up to the limit. I lowered the spending limit to $5,000 per month starting this month. My parents have already maxed it out, and that's why they can't use it anymore. Don't lie to me. That kind of false accusation won't work on me. Huh? You couldn't pay your credit card bill anyway, right? I can't believe you can't even pay your credit card bill. You must have been fired from your company. Fired from my company? I don't know how that came up all of a sudden. That's because you're a miserable and embarrassing single lady. What? Anna, you were working in an apparel industry, weren't you? Yes, I'm a store representative. It's a pity that you got fired after you got promoted to that position. But it can't be helped. No one wants to buy clothes from a 35-year-old woman. The brand image will be damaged, so there's no choice but to fire you. Huh? Why don't you just get married already? Since your brother is already ahead of you, you have to hurry. But even if you wanted to get married, you're an old single lady living at her parents' house, plus jobless now. Marriage has become even more difficult for you. Hey, Millie, what do you think you're saying without confirming the truth? What? Assuming that I've been fired? And why is being married such a big deal? Isn't it natural? Single women in their mid-30s are people at the bottom. The bottom? I got married in my 20s, which makes me a winner. Right now, I'm living a glamorous life overseas with Zach, who's assigned to an overseas branch. I see you on social media all the time. I see you're living a very luxurious life. Thanks to Zach's outstanding performance. I hope you can learn from him. And for the sake of your parents, find a new job as soon as possible. Even though you're in the bottom, they haven't abandoned you and are letting you live with them. How dare you talk about me like that? Just because your credit card has been stopped? You treat me like a lousy daughter who doesn't pay her living expenses. Millie made fun of me again because of that.
It's true that you haven't been paying your living expenses, right? I told you that you had to pay for your own living expenses if you were going to live at our house. And yet, you broke that promise. Go get rid of the credit card limit now.
You've got to be kidding me. I have no idea how much you'll spend if I remove the limit. How much do you think you spent last month alone?
How am I supposed to know that? Your mother and I never look at the price when we're shopping.
Please, it's time you got in the habit of looking at prices. You spent $20,000 last month.
Oh, that's nothing. Your mother and I once spent $100,000 in a month.
That was when your company was in its heyday. But that company has already gone under. Now you and Mom are both unemployed and have no savings. So you better get a grip on your financial senses soon.
What are you talking about, you stupid daughter? My company hasn't gone under yet. We've just been deceived and robbed, that's all.
What?
It's natural for a company to have fluctuations in sales. And yet, the bank stopped financing us just because our sales dropped a little. At a time like that, another company in the same business offered to help. That's why I signed the papers. I didn't expect the whole company to be taken over by them.
Hey, calm down. They said it was a merger proposal. It's an absorption type merger. They said they'd hire all the employees of our company. They offered us a lot of good deals, so we should be grateful.
You've gotta be kidding me. Why is my company the one being absorbed? I thought I could make it big by absorbing their company.
There's no way a falling company can absorb another company. Why did you make that assumption?
Shut up, you stupid girl. You're a heartless girl who won't even cry when her precious family's company disappears. All you had to do was bring in a rich man as our son-in-law. Then, we could have rebuilt the company and wouldn't have lost it. It's your fault too that it came to this, you know.
Huh?
I'll definitely get my company back someday. Even if my eldest daughter is useless, I still have my son and his wife. I heard they're coming back from overseas soon. I'm sure Zach will reclaim the company for me.
What? Zach and his wife are coming back? I didn't hear that from Millie earlier.
Apparently, his overseas assignment is coming to an end soon. I'm sure they'll take that opportunity to leave and take over my company.
There's no more company for him to take over. It was absorbed and disappeared. It's time you accepted reality.
Shut up, you useless daughter. Don't talk back to your parents when you have nothing to offer them. Just go get rid of that credit card limit. We can't even afford to go shopping without satisfaction. This life is so wrong.
Anna, I guess it's about time you saw the empty room. I just got home from a trip with my friends and was looking at it. What the hell is this? Why is my stuff cleanly gone? It means there's no place for you in that house anymore, Anna. So please, just leave. We're moving in there this afternoon. So please make sure you're gone by then. Wait a minute. What do you mean you guys are moving in? What about Zach's job? You just recently came back to the US, right? He resigned from his job upon his return, and he finally decided to take over his parents' company. What? Our parents' company? His original plan was to take over his family's company all along. That's why he worked for a major company and gained experience. He even got to the point where he was put in charge of overseas assignments. And at last, he will become the CEO of the company. I'm going to be the wife of the CEO. That means... Seems my parents are behind the disappearance of my belongings. Yeah, your parents got rid of your stuff. When I told them we wanted to move in together when taking over the company, they were very happy. They said they'd rather live with their son and his wife than with their daughter, who's still single at a good age. No wonder they were so excited to see me off on my trip. Normally, they'd have insisted that I take them with me. I thought it was weird that they didn't ask for souvenirs or anything. You don't even pay for your own living expenses. You're unemployed since you got fired from your job. So, how did you afford to go on a trip like that? Don't you realize that you're a miserable, single, jobless old woman? Huh? Well, you will realize it sooner or later, even if you don't want to. You will be kicked out of your parents' house, and you will start living a lonely, single life. A life without jobs, money, and men is just too painful to imagine. But it's a life that would suit you very well, Anna. A single, jobless sister-in-law like you should get out of here. From today on, your parents' house and company belong to your brother and his wife. That's very helpful. Thank you. Huh? I never thought the day would come when I'd be saved by your misunderstandings. Once again, thank you for giving me this chance. I can't believe I can finally get out of this hell. I'm really happy. Huh? Why are you happy? Anna, you just got kicked out of your house by your own parents. And you're happy? Are you out of your mind? You've been given a comfortable life, and yet you call it hell? You don't even have a heart to thank your parents, do you? How can I thank them? They still can't accept the fact that their company went under, and they're using up my money on lavish shoppings. Do you have any idea how hard I work to live with them? What? Their company went under? Their sense of money is as crazy as ever. I'm sure that's why they spent $20,000 using my credit card. I can't tell you how much my family's finances have tortured me over the years. If I wasn't such a talented sales manager, I'd be bankrupt. Wait a minute. What the hell was that all about? It can't be true that the company went under. I knew it. They didn't tell you anything, did they? I'm sorry, but my family's company went under a long time ago. There's nothing for Zach to take over anymore. What?
What do you think, Anna? You must have been surprised to find it empty when you came back. I've sold all your stuff. I'm going to have you leave so you won't be single any longer.
Huh?
If we force you to live alone, you'll meet more people. And maybe you'll find someone to marry. You're making your parents worry, even at a good age. Unlike your brother, you have no filial piety.
Don't talk so high and mighty. You just want to get rid of me to live with your son and his wife. Millie told me you're going to live with Zach and his wife from now on.
Oh, so you knew. Good. That's why you have to leave now. From now on, we'll live in elegant retirement with our son and his wife.
Elegant life with Zach and his wife?
He was in a major company. He makes more money than you. He must have a lot of money saved up. He'll give us a credit card with no limit. And with what he's done so far, he'll take my company back in no time. What a brilliant son I have.
Yes, he's a brilliant son who has your blood running deep in his veins. He's just as scatterbrained and debt-ridden as you are. He can't give you a credit card because he can't even make one.
What? What do you mean he's in debt? And he can't make a credit card?
Zach and his wife were so excited living abroad that they spent too much. That's why they have a lot of debt. They don't have any credit cards now, and they can't even make one.
What? What will happen to our lives then? How are we supposed to do our shopping from now on?
Maybe he'll cut into his savings and give you a certain amount of money. Or maybe you won't get any allowances.
Huh?
You all can talk and figure out what to do. I'm leaving, so it's none of my business. Well then, I hope you have fun living together. I can't live with them anymore. Help me, Anna. Oh dear, what's wrong? It hasn't even been a month since you started living together. But I can't do it anymore. Your parents were furious when we told them about our financial situation. They said if we can't pay our living expenses, we have to do all the chores. They started to force me to do all the housework and started bullying me. Wow. They're taking it out on you because they can't have the luxuries they've dreamed of. I'm so ashamed of them, even though they are my parents. But we are also victims of being tricked. We came here thinking there would be a company to take over. Then, we found out that the company was actually merged with another company, and I can't become the wife of the CEO. But when I pointed this out to them, they got even angrier and went on a rampage. They told me that I had no right to speak up. I'm sorry you're going through so much already, but I'm sure you'll get along just fine with each other. Just try a little harder. I can't. Please, let me escape to your place, Anna. What? To my place? I thought you had just been fired from your company. But actually, I was wrong. I heard that you are still working hard at the apparel company. In fact, I heard you got a big promotion and your annual salary has increased.
Where did that information come from? Well, the promotion and the increase in income are true.
So, is it true that you're living in a luxury townhouse? I heard you moved to a nice townhouse.
Yeah, I took the plunge and bought a brand new townhouse. My parents spent a lot of my money, so I'm taking out a 35-year loan with no down payment. But with my current income, I think I can afford it.
Please, let us live in that house for a while. We somehow want to get out of this house. We'll leave as soon as we get our lives back on track. So please, tell me your address.
Absolutely not.
What?
You know, I'm a 35-year-old woman who used to live with my parents. I want to enjoy my single life a little more.
Oh.
And it's not like I've given up on marriage either. I can't bring in a nice guy if my brother and his wife are around.
Well, if that happens, just let us know and we'll leave. And I apologize for everything I've said. So please, help us.
I'm sorry. I'm a woman in the bottom. I don't have a generous heart. I'm not going to help someone who's made fun of me so much.
Oh no.
Don't worry. My brother is a brilliant man. Maybe he really can rebuild the family business. In fact, he may even start his own company and succeed. Then, good luck with taking care of my brother and parents. Zach went to work for the company that absorbed our parents' company. However, he had to start as an ordinary employee. He can do his job reasonably well and is achieving results. However, compared to his previous job at a major company, his salary is half of what it used to be, and his motivation is still sluggish. Moreover, the employees who used to work for his parents' company don't have a good impression of him, saying, "Is he the son of that selfish CEO?" Millie and my parents finally decided to work part-time to make ends meet. I hope this will be a good opportunity for everyone to get back to a proper sense of finances. Well, it's none of my business anymore. I'll enjoy my elegant single life in a townhouse with a glass of wine and slices of prosciutto in my hand.